Is Jimin's old shoulder injury once feared to be the biggest threat to his career, silently making a comeback? Could this rumor be a hidden truth that he tried so hard to conceal behind his smile, or just another illusion in the world of stardom? Before we dive into the mystery and heartbreak surrounding this shocking rumor, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more updates. Your thoughts matter. Do you believe Jimin's shoulder injury has truly returned? Or is this nothing more than whispers designed to ignite panic? Let us know in the comments. Every opinion adds another piece to the puzzle. The stage lights dim, the music fades, and the crowd roars, yet behind the glittering spectacle of a BTS concert lies a question that has begun to haunt millions. Is Jimin fighting an invisible battle once again? Rumors have begun to swirl, spreading like wildfire across fan circles and social media threads. They carry with them a weight that feels heavier than most. Whispers that Jimin's old shoulder injury, the very one that once forced him to hold back tears on stage, might be resurfacing. The mere idea is enough to send shivers through ARMY's collective heart. But how much truth lies behind these whispers? Is this just another fleeting rumor? Or are there silent signals hidden in his recent performances that reveal something deeper? It all began with a spark, an old concert video that resurfaced, one that fans dissected frame by frame. In it, Jimin's graceful movements seemed interrupted by something subtle yet noticeable: a wince, a slightly altered posture, a shoulder that didn't rise as high as it used to. Was it exhaustion? Was it simply an off moment in the heat of performance? Or could it have been a sign that the pain he once endured had returned to haunt him? Jimin has always been the type to give everything on stage, even if it means pushing his body to the breaking point. In interviews from years ago, he confessed that the worst pain he could ever imagine was not physical but emotional. The fear of disappointing ARMY. Those words now echo with new intensity. Could he really be pushing through discomfort once again, just to shield fans from worrying? Theories began to grow when his latest appearances were scrutinized. Some fans noticed his dance lines looking slightly restrained, his gestures a little less forceful than before. Could this have been an artistic choice? Or was it an instinctive attempt to protect himself from aggravating an injury? The truth remains hidden, locked behind Jimin's unwavering smile. But that smile itself has become a mystery. How many times has he stood under the blinding spotlight, radiating joy, while perhaps concealing the sting of pain beneath the surface? How many times have ARMY cheered, unaware that their beloved star was silently enduring something they could not see? The haunting part of this rumor is not only the injury itself, but what it represents. Shoulders are vital for a performer like Jimin. Every lift, every spin, every breathtaking move that has captivated millions depends on the strength of his body. If his shoulder truly is giving him trouble again, does that mean the choreography ARMY has always adored will have to change? Does it mean he might step back from the stage that defines him? Or dare we ask, does it mean we are standing on the edge of an announcement no one is ready to hear? ARMY have always prided themselves on noticing the smallest details. Some point to the way Jimin sometimes holds his arm during backstage moments. Others to how his movements in certain recent clips seemed gentler, almost cautious. Could these be silent confessions that he cannot speak out loud? Or is it possible that fans are seeing ghosts in shadows, interpreting art through the lens of fear? The emotional weight of this rumor grows heavier when we remember Jimin's history. He has never been one to complain. His strength has always been his ability to protect others' hearts, even if it meant neglecting his own pain. But could that very selflessness now be the reason ARMY might not know the truth until it's too late? What would it look like if one day Jimin were to face the cameras, bow his head, and finally reveal that the injury had indeed returned? The thought alone is enough to bring tears to the eyes of fans worldwide. Would ARMY be able to bear hearing those words? Or would they rally stronger than ever, wrapping him in love even as they cry? This rumor is not just about health, it is about trust, about the silent contract between idol and fan. Jimin has always carried the weight of perfection, but what happens when that perfection is threatened by something he cannot control? The rumor, whether fact or fabrication, has already started to change the way people look at Jimin's every move, every new fan cam, every performance clip. Every rehearsal snippet that slips onto the internet is dissected like a secret code. Fans zoom in on the angle of his arm, the height of his lift, the way his shoulders roll when he spins. Nothing escapes notice anymore. A slight hesitation in choreography, once seen as artistic interpretation, now becomes fuel for speculation. A smile that lingers just a fraction too long becomes a mass questioned. Has the stage, once Jimin's sanctuary, now turned into a battlefield where every gesture hides more than it reveals? To understand why this rumor carries such gravity, one must look back at Jimin's painful history with his shoulder. It was years ago, during an era when BTS was still clawing their way to the top, that Jimin first revealed the intensity of his struggle. On the surface, he was flawless, the dancer whose movements seemed to defy gravity, the vocalist whose notes could break hearts in silence. Yet behind that perfection, there were cracks that came in the form of sleepless nights, physical therapy sessions that stretched longer than rehearsals, and tears shed quietly away from the stage lights. There was one performance, etched in the memories of many, where Jimin faltered mid-dance. It was quick, almost imperceptible, but those with trained eyes caught it. His arms stiffened, his expression flashed with something raw and unguarded, a flash of pain. For a fleeting second, the curtain dropped, and the world saw the human beneath the idol. That moment has haunted AOMY ever since, replayed in countless clips, analyzed in whispers across fan spaces. Could history be repeating itself? The emotional core of this rumor lies not just in fear for Jimin's body but in the collective memory of his perseverance. Jimin has always been the one who refused to sit out, who pushed past the threshold where most would collapse. He once confessed that the idea of stepping aside, while his members performed without him, felt unbearable. That drive, that unrelenting passion, is what made fans fall deeper in love with him. But passion is a double-edged sword. For every breathtaking leap, there is the risk of a painful fall. The haunting irony is that the shoulder is both his strength and his weakness. His most iconic dances, the delicate lifts, the sudden bursts of explosive movement, are centered in the shoulders. They are the foundation of his artistry. Without them, Jimin would still shine, but he would not be the same. Could he reimagine himself as a performer, without risking that fragile part of his body? Or would he choose to endure the pain in silence, sacrificing his well-being for the sake of the stage? Rumors like these thrive in silence. The absence of clarity from Jimin or his company has created a vacuum, and into that vacuum rushes every possible theory. Some fans insist they see nothing wrong, that this is paranoia born from love. Others whisper that Jimin's more recent choice of loose, oversized clothing is deliberate, meant to conceal subtle supports or protective gear beneath. Could it be true? Has he been hiding a brace under his flowing shirts, blending necessity into fashion? And then there are the emotional reactions, those that spill into late-night posts from fans who cannot sleep because the thought of Jimin in pain gnaws at them. He always takes care of us, one fan wrote in a heartfelt message that spread across platforms. But who takes care of him? That single question has become the heartbeat of this rumor. The recognition that Jimin's strength has always been his selflessness, but also his greatest vulnerability. Flashbacks to old interviews only deepen the tension. In one, Jimin spoke softly about how he often hides his struggles so others don't worry. He laughed lightly, as if dismissing his own pain, but his eyes betrayed a flicker of honesty. How many times did he choose to smile instead of confess? How many times did he force himself to keep dancing, even when his body begged him to stop? The thought alone is enough to bring tears to those who love him most. Some fans argue that if the injury were truly serious, we would have already seen him step back. But history tells another story. Jimin has performed injured before, sometimes in near agony, refusing to let anyone down. That is who he is, the man who would bleed before he breaks character, who would rather endure personal suffering than allow disappointment to shatter ARMY's joy. That history makes the rumor not only believable but terrifying. The stage becomes a stage of secrets. Each movement is a question, each smile a clue.